Good afternoon, everyone. I am Jeroz Dalal, and I head the clinical operations in India and Pakistan. As I was telling Dr. Martak at lunchtime, I can't swear and say which country is easier to work in. Both have their own shares of problems, but that's only made me more resilient. So that's been my background. I've been associated with the pharmaceutical industry for last 27 years, and I have a PhD in management. So that's about my background. Having worked in the clinical trials area for many years, I think it's indeed a pleasure and a privilege to be a part of this forum today. And I thank the organizers for inviting me and having Dr. Kiran also calling me on to the dais to speak. So we all know that clinical trials has its own share of problems. We've talked about it since morning, and I'm sure even in the last couple of days you would have heard of all the challenges. We are here today to suggest some possible solutions. Very important in clinical trials, I've got only a couple of minutes to talk about what are the basic pillars of clinical research. We know that data coming out of clinical trials is extremely important. It has to be of high quality. Ethics is a very important pillar of clinical trials. And of course, the most important is subject safety and well-being. That takes precedence over any of the other aspects of the trials. But with all this in the background, it's also important, what are the perceptions of clinical trials? What do the stakeholders today perceive clinical trials? And that is going to be my next slide. That okay, we've been talking that India would be a leading country in terms of doing global research. There were lots of very, very positive feedback from a number of consulting companies some years ago. And we were supposed to touch the 5 million mark by 2013 or 15. But then what happened? Why didn't we reach where we had aspired to reach? So today I see that there are two forces. If you see the left-hand side of the slide and the right-hand side, there are two opposing forces. Here we have a lot of regulations which have become stringent, which have come into being in order to take care of the safety of the patient. So we have the Indian GCP, we have the amendment, very important amendments to Schedule Y. We also have the bioethical guidelines for biomedical research on human participants. We have a mandatory registration on CTRI on one side. Also this important activity going on among all the stakeholders for educating and training all the stakeholders, whether they are ethics committee members, whether they are going to become clinical research professionals, whether they are institutional directors today, or whether they are the investigators of today or tomorrow. So this is happening on one side, but on the other side, we also have seen in the past 5 years, unfortunately, I would say not very balanced reports, and only the negative reports being portrayed again and again by the media. So it talks about commercialization of clinical trials, exploitation of subjects in our country, deaths in clinical trials, regulatory laxity. We've seen a lot of correspondence, a lot of communication in the media in this regard. Compensation for subjects is a hot topic. We could talk for days on this topic. Informed consent observations by independent auditors, FDA, by even the Indian regulators who have gone and made some observations on how informed consent is taken. I come from a time when there were very few audits, and one of the earliest ex-FDA auditors who I happened to work with, he was surprised to know that consent was taken in this fashion in India, with so much of background training taken, with so much of narrative that had to be written down how consent was taken. So those days are different, but now we have even more stringent rules. We all know that India is the only country so far to have AV recording of the informed consent process, which is a great initiative from our government, provided everybody is on the same page and everybody understands what are the expectations. Today, people who are doing the consent, their understanding is different, and it's hard to satisfy all the auditors and inspectors because everybody comes with a slightly different mindset, and that's one of the challenges. There were also reports about fraud, unethical trials, illegal trials, subjects as guinea pigs. That's the most loved, most hot topic everybody talks of. So these things happened all in tandem, and this is what the scenario is in the last few years. So in case of healthcare reforms, we've seen a number of regulations that have been amended or changed since January of 2013. And the most important one, and I'm not going to go into too much depth, is the role of the media, where the negative publicity of trials leading to distrust in the minds of the people is highlighted again and again. And of course, the concern of using poor Indian patients, poor vulnerable Indian patients as guinea pigs, but this is not entirely true, and it is not a balanced way of reporting. So what are the headlines we've seen in the recent past? 370 die in clinical trials in 2 years, and kin of only 21 get compensation. Bhopal gas victims used as guinea pigs for drug trials. Supreme Court asks details on deaths during drug trials from center. Video recording of consent for clinical trials. Driving away subjects, Supreme Court has been told. That means that we are not going to see as much as patient enrollment that we once saw. That was one of our strengths, and recruitment could be a possible problem. And Indian clinical trials affected by arbitrary rules, say US, and US is one of the important countries from where we get studies, whether we are in a multinational company or a CRO, so what they think and what they perceive matters. So these are some of the headlines that we've seen. So we are now, loaded with challenges galore. And I think the three of us are going to share these challenges, because it will be very, very boring if only one of us just talked and talked. So I will talk about the challenges with regard to patients and then hand over to my colleagues, Sharik and Dr. Kiran.